Across the African diaspora, many spiritual traditions have celebrated the union of masculine and feminine. In Mali, the Dogon speak of Amma, the creator who is described as a he, but who has a womb wherein the seeds of the world germinate. In Benin, the Fon people honor Mawa Lisa, a twin deity with one feminine face and one masculine face joined together. In the spiritual traditions that crossed into Haiti, the creator becomes Dambala, a rainbow serpent shimmering in the sky. In this tradition, the rainbow, diversity itself, is God. And within these Afro-diasporic cosmologies, queer people were not outsiders. We were central. We are understood as carrying the crucial energies of both male and female. And as such, we are the ones who could stand at the thresholds, the gatekeepers between the visible and invisible worlds.
But then came disruption in the form of empire and colonialism. In the 4th century, the historian Eusebius wrote about how the Emperor Constantine made Christianity the official state religion of the Roman Empire. In doing so, Constantine intensely attacked other modes of cultural and spiritual expression. For example, he passed ordinances that outlawed African ritual and banned the creation of sacred images. Most chillingly, Eusebius's text says, the Egyptians had been accustomed to honor their river through a priesthood of effeminate men. A law was passed commanding the extermination of the whole class as vicious. Those sentences echo today, and we are still living with the trauma of that genocide. Constantine's laws were not just policy. They were an attempt to erase entire ways of being and knowing, to sever our connection from our memory, our imagination, and our sacred selves. But memory has a way of surviving.
Rainbow Serpent was born as a response to that erasure. We are an art, technology, and spirituality collective reimagining a cosmology of Black queer wisdom for today. With members dedicated to this mission spread across the United States, the UK, Brazil, Nigeria, and Romania, we came together because we share a conviction that the sacred lives in us and that Black queer creativity is a portal into what has been hidden, forgotten, or erased. Through sculpture, performance, film, virtual reality, photography, light installation, and painting, we are giving form to that which empire tried to erase. One of our signature projects is entitled Myth Science of the Gatekeepers. This is a series of 16 glass sculptures of Black, queer, ancient Egyptian deities, beings of immense spiritual power who were pushed out of history. We gave them form, we gave them presence, we made them shine.
Let me tell you about one of these figures, Hapi. Hapi is a deity who was imagined as the personification of the Nile River's abundance. Always depicted as a man with a full pregnant belly and large pendulous breasts, Hapi was both masculine and feminine, a queer river god celebrated by a queer priesthood. And this is not theory. There are images of Hapi carved in stone that can be traced back almost 4,000 years. In the ancient world before Constantine, a queer or trans deity honored as an embodiment of the divine was seen as natural, as normal. In our contemporary era, this has an aura of the transgressive. When it was time to sculpt Hapi, I chose to be the model for that figure. And during the process, I began to hear voices and felt something come over me. It was as if Hapi was saying, I never left. I was waiting for you to remember.
And from there, we opened more gates. In our performance, Opening the Mouth, we restaged an ancient Egyptian ritual of animation and resurrection in a contemporary gallery. With 19 performers, offerings of flowers and ribbons, sacred poses, and light projections, the sculptures suddenly became living icons. And here is a short trailer from the performance. In Black Star Sanctuary, we built a temple in virtual reality, inside which you walk alongside the rainbow serpent, towering deities, and even enter the tomb of the first recorded same-sex couple in human history, Nyankanum and Khnumhotep, from approximately 2500 BCE. And here is a short excerpt from the virtual reality experience. People came out of these works shaken, moved, and in tears. It was as though they had touched something ancient, something which still breathes.
And we are not alone. The Rainbow Serpent Collective is growing. For example, the painter Devon Shimayama has created lush, glittering canvases that reimagine deities like Nu, the god of the primordial waters of creation, and that bring a sense of intimacy and sensuality to the divine.
Digital collage artist Granville Carroll has crafted cosmic visions of these figures, layering photography and abstraction to place this pantheon within a futuristic Black cosmos. Each work is another thread. Each artist opens a new gate. Together, we are building a movement and weaving a new pantheon for our time.
A law was passed commanding the extermination of the whole class as vicious. With that sentence, Eusebius tried to mark the end of a world. But what he called impurity, we now deem the sacred. The knowledge of the queer priesthoods was not destroyed. It flowed underground, and today it rises again. And this is not just about us. It is about what gets erased and what we choose to remember. And what we remember, we can reimagine. They tried to silence us,
But we were never quiet.
they buried the sacred,
but the roots lived on.
We remember,
We reimagine,
and the gates are open. Thank you.
Thank you.